Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Gabby Wallace and this is Go Natural English, the most awesome place online to learn fast, natural English in videos like this one. In this short video lesson, I'm going to show you a secret to talking to new people in English. There is a formula that you can use over and over again. That is to ask a question, okay? Everyone, well, mostly everyone likes to help other people. So if you need help, or you can pretend that you need help, you can ask someone a question, all right? So think about this. Think about this formula. Okay, first of all, think about your environment. So where are you? Are you on the street? Are you at school? Are you at work? Okay, your environment matters for the question you're going to ask, right? And then you can think of the question that would make sense. So if I'm on the street, one good question I could ask for is directions. So for example, do you know where Commonwealth Ave is? All right, it's a big street in Boston. You might ask about food, like, excuse me, do you know a good place around here to eat? Or do you know a good cafe around here to have coffee? So ask for directions to a specific place or ask for a person's recommendation. Great? All right, so that's if you're on the street, right? If you're in school or you're at work, you're gonna have to think a little bit harder about your environment and a question that would make sense for your situation. And I recommend, make a list of these questions either in your head or on a piece of paper so that you're prepared to talk to a new person. You won't have any problem with the language. The only thing is you have to walk up to the person, say, excuse me, and then ask your question, all right? So another point, a bonus, is that after you ask your question, your first question, and you get your answer, prepare a follow-up question, Q for question, right? If you actually want to have a conversation with someone and not just a quick question and answer that lasts 5 seconds, prepare a follow-up question, okay? Like, what's the best place to get a hot dog? Or what's the best place to get an espresso? Okay, so you can ask a more specific question. You could ask another question related to your environment or your setting. Or if it's not too weird, you might even ask that person who you're talking to, ask them for their opinion, okay? So you have to use your judgment. You have to make your own questions because this all depends on your situation and your environment. So I encourage you to try writing out 5 different questions based on your daily environment where you could walk up to a new person and ask them that question, all right? Guys, thank you so much for watching. I wish you many wonderful conversations with new people. Learn more at my website, gonaturalenglish.com. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about the weather. I'm going to give you a few phrases that you can use to talk about the weather. But why? What's so important about the weather? Well, it's more than just being able to talk about the weather. This lesson will help you to start a conversation, to make small talk, and to fill in awkward silence. All right, so the weather is really important. Let's get started. The most important word that you need is it's. When we talk about the weather, we don't usually say the weather as the subject. I mean, you can say the weather, that's fine. But when we're commenting on the weather or talking about the weather, we'll usually say it's, and then, for example, it's sunny, or it's warm, or on the contrary, it's cloudy, it's cold. And you can add, of course, different descriptive words about the weather. But here are some basic phrases to get you started commenting about the current weather situation. All right? If you want to comment on what will happen, we use going to. We don't usually say it will. We usually say it's going to, for example, it's going to rain, or it's going to be sunny, or it's going to snow, or it's going to be cloudy, be cold, be warm, and so on. All right, so this is a way you can talk about what's going to happen tomorrow with the weather. Okay, sometimes we just shorten our phrase and we take off it. Okay, so this is a short version, all right? Just to chat, not grammatically correct for writing. But we could say, it's nice today, or, oh, nice today. Nice weather today, all right? So we'd probably want to put in, it's nice today, or it's a nice day. It's a nice day today. It's sunny. It's warm. It's such a nice day for walking outside. All right, so make up some different phrases to talk about the weather so that you can use them to start conversations with new people or people you already know, to have small talk, and to carry or continue a conversation if you have some awkward silence, okay? We always are comfortable talking about the weather, so you can use it for a minute or two to have a nice conversation, to start or continue one. All right? So again, our phrases that we learned today, it's sunny, it's cloudy, it's warm, it's cold, it's going to be warm, it's going to be cold, it's going to snow, it's going to rain. And last, it's nice today. It's a nice day. And when we say this, we know we're talking about the weather. So you can say, it's nice weather today, but you don't have to. All right? Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that the weather wherever you are is beautiful. Please keep watching Go Natural English lessons so that you can learn fast, natural English now. Come to my website, gonaturalenglish.com, where you can learn much more. I'll see you there. In this video lesson, I'm going to talk about how to continue a conversation and avoid awkward silence. So this will help you to be in control of your conversations in English instead of waiting for someone else to lead the conversation. So let's get started. All right, take a look. The most important point that you're going to need to do is to connect ideas. So think about what you know about the situation. What kind of topics would be appropriate to talk about in that situation? Who are the people you're going to be speaking with? What is the situation? Are you at school, at work? Are you at a party? And what is the environment? Are you outdoors, indoors? Are you at a special place like a church, or perhaps you're out shopping? Okay, these are all factors, topic, people, situation, and environment that you are going to need to connect and then create questions to generate conversation. Remember, people love to feel like you're interested in them, and they love to talk about themselves, and it's easier to answer a question than to just talk about anything. So you need to be that person who is asking the question and therefore people will think that you are an interesting person because you're easy to have a conversation with. Okay, so let's take a look. Topic, people, situation, environment. For example, if the people who you're talking with are interested in sports, you might ask a question like, did you see the Celtics game? Okay, and you can talk about sports. If you are at a party, or I guess that would be environment or situation, and people, you could ask the people, oh, have you tried the food or the drinks? Okay, make some conversation about the environment and the place itself. All right, so there's a lot of different examples. There's a lot of different possibilities. So what I would suggest, especially if you're kind of a shy person, if you know you're going to be at an event with lots of people and you want to talk to them and have great conversations, make a list mentally or actually write it down of 5 questions that you could ask those people that have to do with some topic you have in common or a question about the situation or the environment. And trust me, this will make you way more confident in the situation and you'll have really good conversations, or at least you'll have the base and you'll be prepared to have those conversations in English that you want to have. In this lesson, I'm going to give you a very cool strategy for making your English fluent and native-like immediately. So I call it copy and paste English. You know, on your computer when you copy the text and you paste it somewhere else, that's basically what we're going to do with your English. The first step, if you have some fluent English-speaking friends, I want you to observe the way that they speak carefully. If you're in a situation where you really don't have much time to spend around fluent English speakers, then I want you to watch a movie in English. I want you to listen to conversations in English. It could be on talk radio, but probably not on the news unless there is some discussion going on between people. So what we're looking to improve today is your conversation. So there's 2 points that I want you to observe closely. Think of yourself as a researcher or a scientist, and you need to really listen closely and take note mentally of the phrases you hear, especially for comments and compliments. These are 2 easy skills in English to copy and paste in most situations. A comment would be something where you're giving your opinion about a situation, like, that's cool, or that's awful, or bummer, more kind of slang English, or that's amazing, that's awesome. These are different comments that you might hear your English speaker friends making. I know I use those kinds of comments pretty often. One of my favorites is nice. So if you know me or you know my friends, they'll tell you, yeah, Gabby says nice a lot. That's kind of my key word. So copy those comments, the ones that you like, and use them. There's nothing wrong with emulating or copying the words that you hear in English and using them as your own. Just be aware of the connotation that they might have. Like I said, bummer is kind of slang and it's a little bit old now, I think. The other point is compliments. So everyone loves a compliment. Oh, first of all, what's the difference between comment and compliments? Well, a comment is like your opinion about something, just it could be bad, it could be good, but a compliment is when you say something nice to someone about their appearance or their performance. So, for example, you could say, that was a great presentation, or nice haircut, or awesome shoes, or I love your scarf. Thank you. All right, so there's different ways to make compliments. You can observe the way that others make compliments and then use those same phrases, maybe adjust the vocabulary like scarf, and then the next time you might use earrings or something appropriate to the situation. but copy and paste those exact phrases to start generating your own English. All right, this is something that I've done when I've learned Japanese, when I learned Spanish, when I learned Portuguese. I just copied and pasted a lot of the phrases that I heard my friends using. And it's also easier to copy their pronunciation if you're copying and pasting a whole phrase, because you can see how the words go together. It's very different than reading a word and trying to put it together into your own sentence and your own pronunciation. All right, so I hope that this makes sense. One bonus point is, besides comments and compliments, you can also use a longer phrase or the style that someone speaks in. It doesn't have to just be comments and compliments, all right? And in another video, I'm going to talk about how to use your American English alter ego to help you express yourself in English. All right, so keep watching. Visit me at my website, gonaturaleNglish.com, for many more video lessons. In this video lesson, I'm going to share a special strategy for improving your overall English quickly. It's called finding your American English alter ego. What's an alter ego? Well, in my opinion, I would explain an alter ego as a star or a superhero or someone like a leader who you look up to and you want to be like. All right? So now that you understand alter ego, let's get started and figure out how to use this to improve your English. All right, so in the language that you're learning, English, right, I want you to think about a movie star or a leader. It could be a government leader or some other kind of leader, perhaps even a musician or a singer who you really like and you could see yourself being more like. Maybe that person is confident, successful, and well-spoken. When you have any difficulty in English, I want you to imagine, what would that person do? Okay? Superman, Brad Pitt, I don't know, Barack Obama, anyone who you would want to copy and be more like, I want you to imagine what would they do in this situation in English. You can even study the way that they speak and the way that they move. So let's say you choose Superman. You want to be the English Superman. Great. Or Wonder Woman, all right? We don't want to leave the women out. I want you to look at their gestures, all right? Now, I'm not saying that you should walk around like this, like you're flying through the sky like Superman does. But, okay, how does he stand? Like this, all right, with confidence. So you can, in some situations, copy gestures. Pronunciation and rhythm. How does your American English alter ego speak? Do they speak with a certain rhythm and stress, using pauses? Are they a good speaker? They probably are, right? If they're famous and successful, often good speaking skills go along with that. The vocabulary they use. So people can brand themselves with certain vocabulary words. So using these words that your superhero or your alter ego often uses can help you to copy them or emulate them and project that confidence that they have and that feeling of inspiration that you have for them. And attitude. All right, attitude. Copy your alter ego's attitude. This is really important for confidence. When you are feeling like you don't know what to say, or maybe your English isn't good enough to get out there, to have the conversation you want to have, to meet the people you want to meet, to be accepted by other Americans who you are studying with or working with, or maybe you have a big presentation coming up and you're nervous, I want you to take on the attitude of that English alter ego and just put on that hat of that alter ego and become that person. Think, what would Wonder Woman do? What would Superman do? All right? Maybe it sounds silly, but try it out. Put that hat on, meaning imagine that you have those superpowers in English. And again, think about how you can copy the gestures, the pronunciation and rhythm in English, the vocabulary or the slang that your alter ego uses, and the attitude that they project, and the reason why you love your American English alter ego. Guys, I hope that this strategy will be helpful to you, and thank you so much for watching. If you'd like more learning strategies and video lessons on how to learn fast and natural English, come visit me at my website, gonaturalenglish.com. I'll see you there. Bye for now.